the YouTube link, you'll see that it is live there.
Okay, I'm just refreshing. Oh, somebody's saying hello, but it's still on my thing. It still says waiting for us. Like I don't see the video. Oh, now I do. Okay,
YouTube, yeah, I think it's just a slight delay. Live there.
Yeah, I'm gonna close it because it's stressing me out. Okay, and then we'll go to Discord. Cool. Okay. Technical difficulties always the first time. Here we go.
All right, people are coming in.
Okay, sweet. Should share a window. Would that work?
Okay, we all good?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure people can see me in Zoom. I might just need to share my entire.
No, I can see you in the YouTube stream, so yes, they can definitely see you.
No, like in Zoom though, because I'm trying to.
Yeah, I can see you in Zoom.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, never mind. I guess I just can't see it. It's fine. Okay. Whoa. Oh, whoopsie. Oh. Oh my God, where did Harish go?
Uh-oh. Hello. I am not going to wear this too long because I will pass out. This is not meant for an adult to wear on their head. It is my kid's pumpkin outfit, but I thought it would be in the spirit of this Halloween edition to put on something that looks a little festive. So welcome to our second episode of the Billion Build morning show. And we've got a special guest with us today. Who's our guest?
Hi, this is Melissa below. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa. Thanks for having me on. And I'm the marketing coordinator at Covalent. And yeah, just looking forward to seeing the projects and seeing what you guys are presenting today. Oh, wow. Harish has two costumes.
Backup costumes.
To be fair, the second one is just the virtual
Filter.
one. It's not, yeah, I am cheating a little bit here, but it gets the point across. Melissa, welcome. So we've got a few things we want to cover in this episode. There's lots of exciting things going on in our developer ecosystem. So let's maybe just quickly talk about one of the events that we were presenting at earlier today. And by earlier today, I mean literally like 5 hours ago, which was at the Phantom Developer Conference. So it's being held in Abu Dhabi. I'm just going to share my screen here. It's being held in Abu Dhabi, and from what I can tell, it's been a pretty stellar event. I think what's interesting when you sort of participate in these types of conferences is just sort of seeing the passion, enthusiasm of the different ecosystems. So I mean, obviously, you know, we spend a fair bit of time with the Ethereum ecosystem and participating with ETH Global. But I was quite blown away by just how passionate this group of individuals, projects are as part of the Phantom ecosystem. It might have something to do with the Phantom's token price, taking off of late, but it is still really exciting. And of course, Covalent indexes the entire both mainnet and testnet for Phantom. And when we ran our 1 million wallets campaign with Phantom earlier, it was one of the the most successful campaigns that we've run in terms of participation. So the link to the developer conference is actually public now. I don't know what changed, but initially it was kept private, and now you can actually watch the live stream. They are pretty early or late at night, early in the morning if you're in North America, but we'll definitely share the link here. And Oh, there's the raw video, but it was actually really cool. We did Jackie, who's head of token marketing at Covalent, and myself. We did a recording for this conference, and then we're available for the live stream, or available for the presentation, and just providing support. Had like 3 different projects reach out afterwards saying I didn't know Covalent even existed and want to check you guys out. So. Pretty exciting to have had that opportunity, and thank you, Phantom, for that. One last thing to share. So we actually have these code templates that we've created, and especially for Phantom, we've got 3 different challenges that some of you may recognize if you've gone through the 1 million wallets campaign. But we've kind of refined them a little bit. And if anyone's interested in wanting to go through those, they're free, completely available for anyone to walk through and try creating a Phantom wallet, creating an NFT marketplace, and create a basic DEX. So if you go to covalenthq.com/replit, that's where all our code templates are going to be residing. Including those that come out of an upcoming hackathon. So let's dive into hackathons. And Melissa, since you're here, maybe you can talk to us a little bit about what this Alchemist geared use case hackathon is all about.
Sure. So this hackathon called Alchemists Adapts Unleashed. This is exclusively for alchemists. And the reason we're doing this is, first of all, obviously, we want to see all the amazing things that they can create. And we want to maximize the number of different use case templates that we can possibly put on our API docs. So not only is there a 5,000 USD prize pool that'll be awarded in CQT, but the selected projects will actually be able to help our global community of developers. So with this, we're just trying to see what maximize different endpoints and just really be able to see what they come up with. So we're really looking forward to see what comes out of the hackathon.
Cool. And what are some of the examples of things we'd like to see, the templates that we'd like to see folks build? Have we got any examples for them?
I don't have the specific examples, but we're actually focusing on Class A endpoints specifically.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're looking to just get more registrations. It's from November 1st to 15th. So we're hoping as many alchemists will be able to participate as much as possible.
Yeah, so this is a chance to be featured on the new doc site that we're building that if you've been following for a while, you've been hearing us talk about this for a while probably, but it's exciting because we're going to be doing something that I don't think really exists anywhere else, like having different modes on the documentation site, depending on kind of the audience and your level that you're interacting with it at. So like analysts versus developers, and then eventually making something more educational. Like I think we've seen in our community a big push for tutorials on things and just like onboarding more people into Web3 in general, getting them familiar with blockchain data. And there's just like not a lot of resources for that. So yeah, it would be nice to have the community involved in basically like spreading data to others so that they can interact with it and get ideas from people that have like been doing this for a while. And you guys are the best examples of that. So yeah.
So actually, Harish, since you're on the page, if you can scroll down a little bit, we got some examples of use case templates and just examples of what endpoints are being used. So you can use one endpoint, and sometimes you only need one endpoint to build an entire app. People won't get creative and build a marketplace. You can use multiple endpoints. But again, because these endpoints are so powerful, we just want to show other developers so that they can build faster and more efficiently instead of starting from scratch. And that's the whole purpose of this. When people start using the API, we kind of want to give them ideas and different templates just to get them inspired. So I think the DAO will be able to really help create some more variety. And on the page, we got some ideas just to help people get started. So they can make some really like simpler templates or use multiple endpoints and get really creative as well.
Very cool. Awesome. Looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a pretty cool hackathon that we run with our Alchemist community. Cool. Anything else to share about that?
no, I think that's it. Just hoping to see more people and see what comes out of it.
Awesome. I shared the link to this Notion page in both our YouTube and Zoom streams here. So definitely check that out. The details, the links to example templates, that will get started at the in just a few days here, I guess, at the beginning of November. Awesome. Thank you, Melissa. So in the spirit of talking about some of our current hackathons, there's actually a few more that are currently running in parallel. So Melissa talked about the upcoming use case hackathon, which starts November 1st. We currently are sponsoring the DeFi and cross-chain interoperability hackathon, which ends in about a week and a half here. So we've got 3 bounties that we're offering, and sort of in line with sort of seeding the idea for this the use case hackathon that Melissa was talking about. So specifically for the Gitcoin DeFi hackathon, we've got bounties for a DAO specific and a DEX specific analytic dashboard. And then we've also got one here for a multi-chain classification API that our research guild led by Brandon and Tommy have put forward. And this one's a really cool one. You can leverage your SQL skill set, your machine learning skill set to build a classifier and be able to, put in a particular chain ID, put in a wallet address, and then get a classification, whether that address is, a liquidity pool whale, or if it's a DEX trader, or any sort of interesting classification you might want to, come up with. So 3 bounties, definitely check them out. We've got another week and a half for the Gitcoin cross-chain event. We've also extended our 1 million wallets bounties. So 1 million wallets was a campaign that we just ran with the RSK network. The community challenges that we had hosted there went really, really well. We also had, I think, about 10 submissions for the bounties, but we actually still have extra money. So we took those bounties and we've now posted them on GitHub. So there are a few more prizes to be won there. So check that out on Gitcoin as well, just by searching for Covalent HQ. And then finally, Build It, run by our partners at Polygon, will be kicking off next month, but they've started the registration process now. It is being hosted by an organization called DevFolio. It is branded as India's biggest Web3 hackathon. So if you are from the subcontinent or around there, you may have heard about this event, but over 100,000 in prizes, and it will be kicking off mid next month. So this is under buildit.polygon.technology, and I'll also share the link to this. Okay. Cool. So lots of hackathons going on. I think there's even more in this space. So if you are, looking at the Web3 space and thinking, okay, what can I do? There's lots of opportunities to get involved and basically get some pretty good prizes for just, trying things out. That's the really cool thing about the Web3 space. This sort of pay to play sort of concept is pretty big, and everybody who is in the space who wants to drive attention and bring developers into their ecosystem is either a part of or hosting some sort of hackathon or engagement event and providing some really juicy bounty prizes. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, it's pay to play for the companies, not for you. Like they're the ones,
That's right.
the ones earning. So
it's learn and earn. I think that's the catchphrase that we're supposed to use. Learn and earn.
There's like free to play, play to earn, learn and earn. There's like all of these terms now popping up with gamification. It's hard to keep track.
I can't even keep up. Basically, go learn something and get paid for doing that. That's the long form of this, but it, I think, captures the spirit of what the industry and the space is currently.
Cool.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah, so I think people have been waiting for this, and I know we internally have been waiting for this. So anybody who's joining us today will actually get a sneak peek at our new API docs. And Lei, I know you're really excited to showcase this. So
Yeah.
maybe just give us a little bit of a teaser. We can walk through what the existing API docs is, and then just do the reveal. And Melissa, I know you maybe wanted to comment about something related to the fact that the developers participating in the use case hackathon might be able to work with these new docs.
Yeah, definitely. I think like, we'll talk more about it, but essentially the new docs is going to be coming out during our hackathon, actually. So they'll be able to interact with the new layout that do have some templates, but yeah, the selected ones afterwards will be able to showcase their work there live as well afterward.
Okay, just before I share my screen, I was trying to take screenshots earlier, but last time I only got a really bad one for each. So maybe we should just pose. It'll make
The
it
focus
time.
pose.
Okay, everybody smile and I'll let you know when I'm taking it. It's for my Twitter.
All right.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Good, sweet. No bad expressions this time. Even though those are pretty funny. Yeah, that's actually a good idea that you brought up about the show the existing docs. I wasn't even thinking about that. So I just Googled it and here we are. I think this is the right tab. Yeah, can you see this? Okay, cool. I don't have my key in here, but if you haven't been to our doc site before, this is what it looks like. I think it's likely that if you're watching this, you probably are familiar with it, but yeah, so we have kind of like the introduction over here. You put your key in at the top. It's the same view for everybody that's going to interact with this site. And then you have over here, you have your class A endpoints, your class B endpoints, which are more like protocol specific, and then some pricing endpoints at the bottom. So if you scroll down, you'll see it change depending on which one you're at. And then you can fill in these parameters and make API calls from the browser. So that's like a quick intro for those of you that aren't familiar. It's a super easy API to use. Anyway, the motivation behind kind of giving the docs a bit of a makeover is that we realize there's like kind of a few different audiences that interact with our API specifically, because it's a little bit like, well, it's a lot easier to use. There's a lot of like beginners that come into this space that want to experiment with getting blockchain data. And this might be like somewhat overwhelming to them. And there's also kind of a difference between like people using the API for research versus developers who are more focused on like building the projects that we showcase on this show, or like building dApps and stuff. So the new docs is not
just before. Oh yes, I was just gonna say.
I'll go back.
You gotta like with a drum roll and everything. But just before that, I think a couple other just quick points to highlight about sort of the motivation for the next iteration. In terms of how we see people using the API, I think there's a sort of a consistency with like the wallet address that they're looking at, or the network that they're using. So we wanted to implement a series of what we call these global variables that you can basically lock up at the beginning, and then they're automatically fed into each of the different APIs. So you don't need to worry about, you have the flexibility to change it if you want, but you can basically set it up as a global variable. And of course, just the amount of traffic we've been getting and people using our API, there's sort of a need to clean up some of the content and the terminology, and just make this best in class, which is I think what we're striving for, as you'll see with the reveal. So Lei, whenever you want to.
Well, do you want to do a drum roll now? Okay, there we go. Okay, here we are.
All right.
Pretty beautiful. As you can see, there's already quite a bit less like text jumping out at you, so it's a little more approachable. Even though I love the old docs, it felt very cool and like shadowy supercoder vibes, but yeah, this is a little bit easier to use. So when you land here, you'll see the overview, but this top bar is where a lot of the changes are happening. So right now you can switch between analyst and developer mode. I'll kind of like show you a bit of both of those later. We are actually planning on doing a student mode as well. That's just going to take a little more time to build out because that will be like educational and have more tutorials built in for people that are, yeah, coming to us like fresh that want to get involved. But up here in these global settings, you can see, you can pick your chain ID here, which is super cool. And then you can pick which currency you want things to show up in. So we have a drop down menu for this now, which is sweet. And a lot of people don't know as well, but you can actually, when you're making API calls and you're filling in like the currency parameters, you can make calls in the native token that you're like of the project that you're searching as well. That's just like a tip that a lot of people don't realize we can do. But anyway, then you can switch to your modes up here. So it'll kind of change like more below. It doesn't really show up in the overview, but, and then up here, this is a huge new thing and it's not complete, but we're going to have everything translated. So there's a whole bunch of different languages that you can actually view the docs in. So I'm not sure like which are done. I'm a little bit nervous to try it out.
So I think Russian, Korean, simplified Chinese, and English are going to be the ones that we launch with. But the idea is to, be able to host a bunch of different languages now that we've got sort of the framework for being able to do these translations in an effective manner. So that's really exciting. That we've been getting constantly asked, for these particular markets, they want to see our content, especially our API reference in their local language. And now we're going to have the opportunity to offer that.
Yeah, most of our audience and most of our community is not where we are at all. Like, I mean, we wake up early to do these things for that reason too. Like most of you are on the opposite side of the world, so it makes sense to have some different languages out here. Yeah, as you scroll down, I'm just gonna stick in developer mode for now, but you'll see like things are a little bit more descriptive, which is just helpful for like getting a lay of the land if you're just jumping on here. And you'll see kind of like the errors as well, everything's just more described, so you're not confused why things aren't working necessarily, because most of the time like the bad calls that we see are just like one little tiny mistake that can be easily fixed. So, and then yeah, these are what the new endpoints show up as. So you can try things live and it'll show up where you can do the same as before, where you fill things in the browser and run it here. Yeah.
If you scroll up a little bit to the first balances one, I saw something here around the templates. Melissa, maybe you can sort of comment about what.
Yeah, so these are examples of not all of the endpoints I believe have templates right now, but yeah, exactly. Like selected templates will be added to these docs from the Alchemist Dapps Unleash hackathon. So we just kind of want to generate more ideas to be able to help developers. So that's exactly what I want to comment on as well.
Yeah, this is going to be sweet. And so for that hackathon too, like get creative if you can, because it would be, I don't know, we're surprised constantly by like what people actually come up with. It's like, it's not things that we've thought of. So it would be great to show some templates on here that are completely new and like interesting for people to try out. Yeah.
Cool.
There's
how do our class B look? Ooh, that looks great.
Yeah, this is where I wanted to go. So class B endpoints. I think before it wasn't entirely clear that class B endpoints are like protocol specific, but this time you can see which class B endpoints we support, and then based on the global settings, basically like based on what you choose up here, this will change, and you'll see which endpoints you can use based on like which chain you want to be on and which currency and like whatever. Does that make sense? So if I do Avalanche, actually, I guess that's pretty much the same. But if I do Ethereum, some of these will change, and you'll see like the number of endpoints that you're able to use based on what chains these protocols live on. So like SushiSwap, I think, is on honestly quite a few of the chains that we index. So that'll probably stay. And then yeah. Pricing endpoints are down here, kind of the same thing. As you can see, it's just going to be a lot more user-friendly. and it's still being tested. So, but that should come out pretty soon. We're excited about that.
Yeah, it seems like we just need to pull in, we've got the language string, so we just need to pull that in. So we've got the translation, so a little bit of, cleanup, but yeah, this has been a lot of effort. Shout out to, on our side, guys like Clayton Savage, who've put, incredible amounts of hours to, put the UI together and improve what's there. Anadi, our product manager for the APIs, put in a lot of time sort of coordinating the different features. And sort of the rest of the team too. So really, really excited. Gonna have a little celebration once that goes live. And the goal again is to make it absolutely, as simple as possible and as clear as possible for developers using our API to be able to pull blockchain data with just a few clicks and then intuitively have the, some of the automation and some of the tooling to make it even more streamlined than what they've experienced with our previous iteration. So that's going to be very, very exciting, and planning to get that launched for the use case hackathon.
Yeah. Do you want to go over a little bit of what we're maybe going to showcase next week too? Just because I know we don't. Well, actually, maybe we should just describe Aurélien his situation today.
Yeah, so we've got our all-star Rust engineer who's been helping to index Solana. That's our sort of our big non-EVM that we've been focused on, and he's actually started to already do a lot of the legwork. It's complicated, but he's been sort of heads down getting that work done, and we're really excited with the progress that he's making there. So he is actually here visiting us in Vancouver on vacation. So I didn't want to bother him this morning to jump on a 7 a.m. call to present, but we're planning to have him next Thursday. We'll talk a little bit about the process and some of the challenges of the work that he's doing with indexing the Solana network. So that's going to be pretty exciting, I think. It's something everybody internally has been waiting a long time for, and now we're seeing that getting built out.
Yeah, we get like when Solana a lot, but it's actually in our Slack too. Like internally, everybody's like when Solana. There's a lot of pressure on Aurélien.
Yeah, and he's a relatively young guy, very, very jolly guy. So I think he's the right person to handle those constant barrage of when Solana questions. He's doing a fantastic job.
Taking a little break from when Binance, so it's good to switch up.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. I don't know if anyone in watching our YouTube streams got any questions. I see a lot of good familiar faces there, all being very friendly. But if there are any questions, throw them there, or message us in Discord. Be happy to answer them there. Awesome. Anything else you wanted to cover, Lei or Melissa?
I want to talk just a little bit about the show in general. So we moved to streaming on YouTube now, and these are going to be recorded now, basically, because as we go through this, we will have like more and more guests on. It's just like getting its feet off the ground right now, and we're kind of in the middle of stuff. But it would be good to basically like, we'll host these on the Covalent YouTube channel, and then have a bit more of a repository of like good projects to show off that everybody in our community can see. So it'd be nice like to set up. We'll be setting up some more processes in terms of like applying if you want to be on here, and if you have a project that you've built using our API, like let us know, and it would be great to feature you, because right now we're just kind of like reaching out to, I think, the people that we're familiar with, but it would be good to have like an intake form for you guys. And then also we're still streaming it in Discord. I'm doing that right now, just for people that are more used to Discord. And I think we'll maybe we have the feedback form, which I'll post afterwards in the announcements like I did last time. And that's how you can answer questions and get POAPs as well. But I think in the feedback form, if you'd be interested in maybe having another channel or something, because in the 1 billion builds voice channel, you can't really post anything. So just let us know, like if there's anything that would be helpful from a user or viewer experience where you could ask questions specifically. What else was I going to say? And I think that's mostly it. It's like logistic stuff. Yeah, next week I think we're going to look at some Phantom projects too, so that's going to be exciting. The hackathon that we did with them, our 1 million wallets with Phantom, I think was like one of our biggest ones, right? In terms of how many people built cool stuff on it. So
yeah,
that's exciting. And yeah, everybody at Covalent's pretty stoked about this. It's nice to like see what's coming out of our community more. So yeah, it's just on us to like streamline this process and get it going a bit better. But I'm really glad that everybody's been showing up and enjoying it so far. Your feedback's been great. So thanks. Yeah.
So really the question, I think, oh, sorry, Melissa, is this something you wanted to?
Oh no, I'm just wanting to say that I'm really excited to see what's going to come out whenever we do these episodes, and it's been really fascinating to see what people have built. So I'm looking forward to the future episodes. That's all I wanted to say.
Yay. Yeah, it's one of the things that spurred, I think, this show too was actually you, Melissa, and Meltem, like two of our newer people on the marketing team at Covalent. Harish showed internally one of the projects that we showcased last week, that 3D gallery. And for people that like don't necessarily have as much of a technical background, it's super helpful to see like the projects that come out of our API so you can understand like the value of it and how people actually are able to like use that and transform the data into something cool. So it was nice to hear that, because I think this audience, like there will obviously be developers who are coming to get ideas or they just want to see what other people are doing, but there's also people who have no idea like what the possibilities of the API are that would gain a little more insight from this. So yeah.
The way I described it was it brings the API to life. So it's just all these APIs, all these pieces, and then it just, you can create so many different things with it. So
cool.
We're gonna need like a mascot for the API, and then
we
can really bring it to life.
Yeah, well, for now that we're kind of like wrapped up on the content, I was kind of thinking we just hang around, because if people want to ask questions or chill, like feel free.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the things that we were talking about, we have the CQT mascot if you've been through Stake in the City, and then we have Boomy, who's actually like, I don't know if everybody knows what Boomy actually is. Boomy's the little dog. Yeah, Boomy's the little dog mascot for Alchemist DAO, and it's like the little pink and white dog, which is actually like our CEO's dog, Boomy, which nobody like asked permission to use. We all just decided to.
We should trademark it now.
I know, we gotta like. Well, I made a Boomy Girls Twitter too, but there's nothing on there yet. But yeah, we were laughing about how we have competing mascots now for like our Stake in the City and the Alchemist DAO. We were like thinking of ways we could do something fun with that, and just for any like wrap up events we have coming up in the future. And we were like, oh my god, what if we did like a CQT Boomy mascot fight? Like, live stream.
I would pay money to see this.
I would pay money to see that. I was nominating Kyle be in the CQT costume, so put that in the feedback form if you want to see Kyle.
We'll see which Covalent staff is going to wear those mascot outfits. I think that's a legitimate question to ask.
Make them like a sumo style. Those mascots, and then like we did that at a party.
But if it's like a body thing, I'll wear it. Yeah, I have to do that. I'm putting on my to-do list today is to look into mascot suppliers. Like I don't even know how you go about getting one of those. Guess we'll find out.
Well, that's a question for the audience. If anyone knows anyone who does mascot outfits, please send them Lay's way. We are very interested.
Legitimate
inquiry. Yeah, legitimate inquiry coming up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Please don't send me like furry websites. That's when I first Googled it, that was what came up, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah. I see people are just a couple of questions, more pretty general, what's next for Covalent. the usual questions around Binance and mooning. In terms of what's next, it's basically been what's current with our number one priority, which is single-sided staking. And for those of you who had a chance to participate in our episode 3 of season 2 of Stake in the City, you probably have noticed that we actually have a staking dashboard set up in a test environment. So please make sure that you go through that, give us your feedback. We are getting closer and closer to launching our single-sided staking, which is going to be very exciting, especially I'm sure for all the the token holders who are eagerly waiting to leverage their CQT deposits. So we're also really excited about what that's going to bring. So that's really what's next. And then of course, for growing the developer ecosystem, we've got lots of hackathons as we talked about. And then I'm sure what's on everyone's mind, and maybe you can tell us, Lay. So how do I get my POAP? I've waited patiently for 41 minutes. How do I get that POAP?
I will post a link to the feedback forum, the same that we did last time, in the Covalent announcements channel after this. And then last time, interestingly, there's a lot of POAP fiends out there. So I know that not all of you showed up. Which is
trying to
okay,
figure out how with 35 folks who attended our Discord, we had 168 submissions for our POAP. It's a little fishy, especially with some of the commentary that people had provided in terms of suggestions. And I just want to caveat that telling us to be better looking isn't a valid submission for an improvement. So.
Talking about it. No, we got a lot of really nice feedback too, though.
Yeah, we got lots of really good ones.
Yeah, anyway, I'll post the feedback form, and then so you are gonna have to answer like a few questions. You definitely don't have to get all of them right. I wasn't.
You have to get one right. We're setting the bar relatively low. You can get one question right. If you were with a pulse and you attended this session, you should be able to get that one question, at least one question right.
Yeah, we gotta not overdo the POAPs too, because we are trying to like attribute value and use to these things. That's actually part of, I guess, like what's next for Covalent too, but it's not the main focus. But there's things that I want to do in that realm. So yeah, we're not like throwing them out there for just everybody. Got to actually like put in a little bit of effort. Yeah. Were there any more questions in the YouTube? I don't have it open, but I can answer some stuff.
Nope. I think we're good. What any plans for Halloween? Maybe we can wrap up with that.
Melissa, what are you doing? Go first.
We might, if it's not drenching rain, we might join our friends for Parade of Lost Souls. Just to walk around. Sorry, did you say what's that? Oh, every year, like around the drive, there's just like a bunch of people in costumes, and it's kind of just walking around the streets. So that's COVID friendly. So, but it's only if it's not drenching rain. So let's see how the weather is. Apparently, it might be sunny last I checked, but that could change. So we'll see.
Really?
Yeah, but that was yesterday. So let me check again. Or while you guys are chatting, let me check again.
For those of you who don't live in Vancouver, when it comes around October time, we are eagerly waiting for those 1 or 2 days in the entire month where it might be a little bit of sun.
It says Friday to Sunday, apparently. So hopefully.
Okay.
Well, that actually changes my plans. I think.
There you go.
Everything I planned was like indoors. Harish, what are you doing? You should talk about your costume.
Yeah, I just got it. It's not that Halloween thing. That's for the little one, but I've got my beekeeper. I don't know if you can see that, but I've got my beekeeper outfit. My little one's going as a giant bee. My wife's going as a flower, and I got relegated to be the beekeeper, shielded away from both of them. So it's sort of indicative of my role here, but I'm pretty excited. We've put a little bit of decorations out, and just gonna go around the neighborhood. But again, it's not for me or my wife. It's everything's for the attention on the little one now.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be at parties. That's what I'm doing, but I don't really know with who yet because there's a potential for some of the Covalent group to get together. We'll see.
Awesome.
Mainly Niall, but we'll see. Yeah, and actually Aurelien is here, as we mentioned too, and he used to be an alchemist. Now he's working full-time here doing the Solana indexing. So I think we'll probably have some little group dinner at some point, which would be nice, which I'll post to everybody. Yeah, that's kind of my plan. And then work.
That's right. That part never ends with Covalent. We're always going full tilt. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Melissa, for joining us and sharing the information about the upcoming Alchemist use case hackathon. I went through a summary of our other hackathons that are underway, and thank you, Lei, for doing that wonderful demo on the new API docs, which we are going to be launching soon. I think everyone's really excited about. Next week, we'll plan to talk a little bit about Solana, share some of the other projects that we've been working with on Phantom, and a couple of other surprise things. So you'll have to just join us again next Thursday at 2 p.m. UTC.
Yeah. 7 a.m. for us.
Yes, bright and early.
That's why I have the coffee and it's kicking in. So I should start it an hour before, but
yeah.
Vancouver's got the worst time zone difference for like anyone else we talk to, like in Asia,
Literally
like
anything.
people we know.
Yeah.
It's like the worst 15-hour difference or whatever.
It's all right. We're just getting used to that coffee. So get your coffee, get your pods or whatever, and then join us bright and early.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. I feel like that's probably it for now, but I'll post that feedback form for the POAPs and stuff. And if you were paying attention, you have other input, please put it in there. That'd be sweet. And we'll see you next week, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
How do I stop sharing my screen? There we go. I was still sharing my thing in Discord for a second there.